Hey, good morning, everybody. Will WC Review. It's been quite a while since I've put out some content, and I do apologize for that. Sometimes life gets in the way. I've said it in the past, but I don't have any particular plan set out, but I wanted to kind of fire from the hip and go over some of my Medfords in more detail. It's just occurred to me. You've seen I have quite a collection. I have a lot of knives, and so many people have so much more than I do. But my point is, of all of the knives that I've handled, and I've handled some pretty nice ones, it's becoming apparent to me that, at least with my taste and my definition of quality, that Medford is just the best of the best, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure that there are others that I have not yet experienced that may exceed it. Excuse me. But as far as my experience with USA-made knives, I keep going back to Medford. And this is my latest acquisition, the Praetorian T. I happen to love this knife, and I will say a couple of things in a minute, but let's just go over this knife again. I kind of did an unboxing and when I first opened it, pinion, but I've had some chance to play with it and to carry it, and it is definitely a little big in the pocket, but not too big to EDC. I like it. This is the knife. It is faced and flamed with flamed hardware. It's in 3V, as you... Ow, I almost cut myself. As you can see, the 3V. The knife weighs, let's see, about 9.5 ounces, which for me is fine. It's very sharp. Like you saw, so I almost just cut the shit out of myself. But it's 190 thousandths. The scales are 125 thousandths, I believe, which for me I found was a little thin. I would have liked, I guess, if there's an H version. I know the Praetorian Tie version has the 260 thousandths, and I'm not sure what the scales are. Are they 187? I don't know, but the whole thing is thicker, but it's also $2,000. So, what are you going to do? But I have to say, I love this knife. It's my first and only Praetorian. I've always wanted one. I got the drop point version. One day, I'm sure we'll get a Tanto version as well, but I have to say this. As wonderful as this is, actually earlier today, the action, I was worried, I was concerned, felt a little grindy, and I was like, what the F is going on here? And it turns out that it had just dried out and needed a drop of oil, and we're back in business. All Medfords, as anyone who's had Medfords know, are very stiff in the beginning, and I have no problem with that. But when I can hear it going, that's not what's supposed to happen with a Medford or any knife at this price point. But it fixed it immediately, problem solved. So with that said, as much as I love this, it's my newest Medford, I will say I still don't love it as much as I love the Enbele. The action, I mean, did you see that? It was like a Cadillac door, just clunk. It just flew right open. The action is better than the Praetorian by far, and just the weight, the way it fits in the hand. Let me zoom out a little bit. My desk is such a shithole. The looks, listen, it's a different look. I happen to like both. I absolutely prefer this. So I will say that of all my Medfords, the Enbeles are still top of the heap. Here it is. Here's the other Enbele. Again, they just glide open, and when I say glide, I mean glide. And maybe I just have to work the Praetorian in a little more before it becomes. Let me just put these off screen so I don't slice myself silly. Maybe the Praetorian will come to glide over time. I have the Marauder H, which was a wonderful trade from Satu Dave. I won't even go into details, but I definitely, as we both know, was the winning recipient on that trade, and I've since thanked him and I've gifted him a knife, but it really was because he's a great guy. But I definitely will say that I made out good on the trade, and this was part of it. The Marauder H, what a great knife. I think the only thing better than this would be the full-size 260 thousandths Marauder, but this too is among my favorites. I carry it all the time. Anytime I go anywhere, I don't go without it. It's great in the pocket. It's a tough knife, all around the 9-inch mark, right? So I guess that's my sweet spot, my personal sweet spot. And here's my first Medford of them all, the Proxima. Most people don't care for this. I don't particularly mind it. The knife is awesome. This is I didn't go over this, by the way. This is in 3V. The two Enbelays are in S35 VN, and this is in S35 VN. The plan for the future is going to be to sell off other knives and try to retain a premium collection. I mean, I'm not saying the other knives I have aren't premium, but I would be very content and happy selling 3 or 4 knives to account for one Medford. I would actually love one day to own a Praetorian tie, the thick version. And I said it in my last video. I'll say it in this video. They've sunsetted the Enbelay. I would love to see a 260 thousandths Enbelay. I mean, what a sick, of all my favorite knives, to have it in the thick Medford, the 260 thousandths blade, that would just be sick of all sickness to me. But I know they're not going to make a whole new knife, but if other people agree, let me know, let them know. I would love to see this knife in the fat version. So just wanted to get that out there again. But and here's another. This is a Strider, but you could tell it was made by Medford. The .75 AR. This is a really wonderful EDC. It's a great left pocket knife, as Dave would say, but I've even carried this as my primary, and I'm not afraid to use this. I'm not afraid to use any of my knives, but I'm definitely reluctant to cut something shitty or dirty with an expensive knife. This knife, I would use. You're not going to be prying and chiseling into something filthy dirty with this knife. At least I'm not. But I'm also not afraid to use it. I carry it. I use it. I don't want to be like the old Italians who put the plastic on the furniture and the wrought iron around the living room. I don't know if any of you guys know people like that, but a lot of my relatives are like that, or were like that back in the day, not anymore. But I like to enjoy my knives. Side note, just completely out of left field, I happened to be watching a YouTube this morning. If you've never seen a guy called The Collector on YouTube, he's guns, we're knives, but it's worth seeing. The guy literally, I don't know where he gets his money from, but he's a multimillionaire, and his collection is better than any gun shop you've ever seen. And he has a range in his house that he goes downstairs and fires the weapons. You got to watch it. It's worthy of checking out. It's called The Collector, and it says, check out my $250,000 Volt is one of the titles. But you'll be down the rabbit hole for hours. I can almost guarantee it. And that's what I was doing earlier. But I said, you know what? It's been a while. Let me make a video. I'm going to title this, my Medford Praetorian Best of the Best. But I really feel that, and this is just my opinion. There's nobody asking me to do it, or I'm not getting anything for it. It's just my opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Who would you say rivals Medford? Now, I can tell you right now who I would put in my top 5, and it would be Medford, Hinderer, who I happen to love. Strider is unbelievable. I don't have enough of them. I'm a Hoback fan. Don't kill me. And I don't know who would be the 5th. There's just so many knives. I happen to also be half-breed knives, but I don't think that they belong in this conversation as far as USA-made, top-of-the-line knives. So that's my top 4, right? Medford, Hinderer, Strider, And what did I say was my fourth? I'm losing my marbles. I don't even remember. But, I said Hoback. But that's, the controversial. Let's just stick to USA made. So those are the top three. And, I'd love to hear what yours are. And I'm actually going to be doing a collection video. I don't know how or when, but I don't think I'll do all my knives, but I'll do like a top 25 or a top 30. Because going through 65 knives, no one is going to watch that. But I do have a nice collection. I talked to a bunch of nice friends. I love the community. I've whittled it down to a 5 or 6 people that I talk to regularly. I know Scab from Choir Boys Outdoors, Satu Dave, Aaron, my buddy Aaron, Steve from Scotch and Things. We talk sometimes. It's just, you guys are just a bunch of great people. There's a lot of trust involved. We send each other knives back and forth. And I just really enjoy the community. I've said it before, sometimes the anticipation of getting a knife is better than actually having it and possessing it, because you play with it for a couple of hours and then you put it in a box with the rest and on to the next, right? But some of them stand out and some of them will just always be in your reach or in your carry. I guess that's why Greg named the Proxima, because it was always within his reach when he was designing and building it. But like I said, best of the best, Medford. I know I'm going a little bit long here, so I'll stop here. I'm going to put out some other videos probably later today. But thank you guys for everything. Please like and subscribe if you like the channel and the video. I'm looking to build the channel. And if you have any suggestions, I'm always open. So thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.